What's up, Mortgage Coach community? Dave Savage sitting down with Chantry Abbott. Chantry, remind me where you're out of?
Yeah, I'm in St. George, Utah, which is the very, very south end of the state. Everyone thinks snow skiing. We're really closer to Vegas than anything. We're the hot desert.
Yeah, but the Arches are pretty close to you, right?
Yeah, a lot of national parks where we're at. So we get a lot of tourism and whatnot. Yeah. Zion's National Park and whatnot. Beautiful place.
Very, very cool place. So I have interviewed you before and they've been awesome. Guys, if you like what he's throwing down, there's at least 2 interviews in the Mortgage Coach YouTube channel. Just do a search in our channel by his name and check it out. I want to do this interview because not only is he a baller and he's a mortgage coach, but he's coaching and training other loan officers, and he's leveraging the Mortgage Coach platform, and he's leveraging the Mortgage Coach content. Our YouTube channel, our Facebook group, and I want to just talk about that, like how to do an awesome weekly sales meeting. So, Chantry, real quick before you drill down on that, tell everybody what kind of production you're doing and a little bit about the team that you're doing this training with.
Yeah. So we have a branch that has like 7 loan officer teams or 6 loan officer teams, something like that. And my personal production has a couple production partners on it. And last year we did 320 units. And we don't do one single deal that the borrower doesn't get a TCA. So we've had our last straggler loan officer in our branch that just hadn't quite moved over to Mortgage Coach for every borrower has now done so. And if we hired anybody new, it's part of the system. It'd be mandatory for our branch.
Love
that you use it.
Well, and what I would call that, guys, he has institutionalized Mortgage Coach within his branch. And more importantly, he's instituted solution selling. Like they're not just selling rates and fees and, hey, I'm a cool dude. They're selling like, I'm an advisor. My advice has value. So walk us through, the rhythm, like describe the meeting. Let's try to do like 5-ish minutes where you describe what you're doing. And then let's actually have you deliver a sales meeting to the community. So this could actually be a weekly sales meeting to the Mortgage Coach community.
Yeah. So we as a sales team, we all get together at 8 a.m. every Wednesday and we try to keep it under an hour. And there's usually about 10 to 12 of us in a room. And some of what we're doing is we're just talking about any new marketing opportunities and what's out there. It's really a sales/marketing meeting. But what we're super blessed with being part of the Mortgage Coach community is the sales training is already done for us, right? What's really hard for me is being the branch manager and then you just come in and you're just telling everybody what to do. And all they're doing is hearing from Chantry. This is what you do. This is what you do. And that gets wore out, right? I always feel like I can wear them out with me just telling them what to do. So it's so beautiful. Like the most recent one we did. In fact, this came from another really successful, high producing loan officer in our branch, President's Club winner inside of our company and stuff. And we have a group text that's sales meeting. He was at the gym one morning a couple weeks ago, and that most recent one you did with Jeremy Forcier. I forget what the call was called. Great. We always love the Forcier stuff. There's a lot of great people you have, but he always does an awesome job. And he sent it out to everybody in a group text and said, just listen to this at the gym. Thought everybody would dig it. We're always kind of doing things like that though. So what we'll do is if I try to let other people be involved if they see anything they love, right? So it's not just coming from me, but we're trying to watch. Everybody in the branch should be watching one Mortgage Coach educational video that you do once a week. And then we're wanting to come to the sales meeting Wednesday at 8 a.m. with your key takeaways. And then as we go through those takeaways, we're then pulling up actual mortgage coaches and walking through how to do it. Like we were making a big push in January to learn the debt consolidation stuff. Now, I think what's been really valuable is that we're making a big push on learning a couple of the good interviews you did. The Gina Myers, I think it was the one that was it Gina Myers that had the
rate shopper?
The couple different where you qualify or where you want your payment to be, where your max qualifying is.
Oh, that was Gracie Morrow.
Gracie, yeah. I thought that was super awesome.
Wasn't that a great interview?
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then one we're going to get into, and I have one live mortgage coach pulled up, is this is from a call a while back, but Jeremy Forcier had the here's where we used to be, here's where we are now, here's where we could be. What a
Yeah.
powerful thing to show a borrower, because every borrower we get right now is disappointed, right? So we're just taking our weekly sales meetings, we're just taking all the content you're providing us, and we're trying to pull out some strategies and tactics and some nuggets and then review them as a group. And then a lot of times I'll even just play a little snippet of my favorite part, but I try to encourage everybody, watch it before, give me your nuggets, and then let's talk about the key takeaways. But I will also pull up and go, hey, did you guys get this? Let's hurry and watch this part. So as I'm watching it, what I'll do is I'll take a picture with my phone so I know at what time they said that, so I can see the time. And then as we're in that sales meeting, I'll pull it up after. Then we'll kind of debrief on it as a team and walk through actually how to do it. So it's really just, it's our done for you coaching sales meeting. And it's the most valuable part of that sales meeting that we do, I think, is just basically letting Jeremy Forcier, the other gal we just mentioned, and Denise Donahue just did a great one. All those guys are basically coaching our team.
Yeah. Well, that's what I try to do. I try to the Mortgage Coach channel is not about me or the Mortgage Coach team. It's about all the amazing producers that are killing it in the market today, what they're doing and how they're doing it. So I want to just review this. So they've got a consistent weekly meeting. And I do think for elite teams, having a consistent weekly sales meeting is a requirement. If you're not doing one and you're successful, you're just not optimizing your success. You could be more successful if you were doing a weekly meeting. Remind me how long that is?
Less than an hour, but
Less than
sometimes
an
if
hour.
the discussion's going well, it's an hour. Now, what I try to do in the sales meetings, I try not to be like Chantry coming in with all this stuff. The best sales meetings are when somebody else goes, oh, I did that, and I let them drive, right? That's better when it's peer to peer than Mr. Branch Manager telling us what to do. So sometimes they're half an hour. Most of the time they're 45 minutes to an hour, because everyone likes to hang out. Because truthfully, as loan officers, it's a really lonely business. And they're getting rate shopped every day, and they're losing deals every day, and they're fighting realtors for referrals. And so it's the chance that we get to come together as a group and be like, hey, I'm feeling the same pain as you. Here's some ideas surrounding it, kind of a thing.
So I want to make sure everybody got that. So less than an hour, and really the target is 30 to 45 minutes. I love what you said, guys. When you're leading a meeting like that, your goal should be to find the genius in the room and to bring out the genius in the room. And if you're doing all the talking, it's not a great sales meeting. Get other people doing it. They're focusing on one piece, one video per week per member. So they've got this buy-in that, hey, this is the content we have, and we're going to do this one MC video. And again, other podcasts, like if someone heard a podcast, Joe Rogan, Jocko, kind of showing what I listen to a lot.
Yeah.
But whatever you listen to a lot,
Yeah.
bring your best ideas to the meeting. I love play a snippet. So he's doing some coaching notes when he's listening to the things. The way he's doing it is taking a screenshot. By the way, I do that too. And then of course I write it down and then rock it out. So let's transition. I think people have a flavor for what you're doing. If anyone has a question, put comments down below. If you're watching this in YouTube, I'll have both the Jeremy Forcier video, which I believe it's Jeremy Forcier's Realtor Playbook. I think that's the one you were referring to. And I'll have that down below and the Gracie interview down below. So why don't we just flip the switch and you put on a little, I don't know, 10-minute, I know you got to jump soon, a little 10-minute coaching session for the mortgage coach community.
Yeah. So usually it's a problem has arisen, right? Like somebody's having this problem, like, oh my gosh, I'm getting rate shopped, or all of my, like right now, it's like all of my borrowers are disappointed what they're finding out in the monthly payments.
By the way, that's the problem. Just assume that's the problem that everyone's having that's listening right now.
And so everybody, all the loan officers having this issue that all my borrowers are disappointed. My realtors are freaking out because their payments are higher, their qualifying is changing. And I thought that a few people in the mortgage coach community have done an incredible job of setting those expectations. And so here's one that we've kind of recently been discussing from a TCA standpoint. Let me see. Are you wanting me to share my screen here?
However you do the meeting. And by the way, is the
Okay.
meeting usually in person or on Zoom
Yeah,
or
everybody comes
hybrid?
in person. Almost
Okay.
everybody comes in person. In fact, it's gotten really cool. Some of the loan officers, if they're out of town, but they can't be at the meeting in person, they're like, will you call me? They're wanting to hear it, which is cool, right?
Yeah, it means you're
And
doing a great
and
job.
and it's not my content. That's what I'm the biggest message to this is, if it was me every week having to come up with a sales meeting, I don't know if I'd have that. I think I'd wear them out. It's really, I'm just taking what's already there and we're cutting a few things out of it, and I'm trying to get them to be as involved in it as I am.
Well, keep it
Um,
rolling. Yeah, show your screen and let's try to, emulate what you're doing. Because I would love to see more leaders in the mortgage coach community doing exactly what you are.
you see that?
I can.
So this has just been a real recent one. This is like a month old, but we continue to bring this up, right? At this date, still the same, but like it's almost like every week we're talking about some variation of this. So this is we're trying to show every time somebody's going to be disappointed, every time that the bar, in fact, we ought to be having this conversation, but putting actual pen to math to it via mortgage coach, it speaks louder. So we got a where we were December of 2021, where we are now. Again, this is even a little bit older, and then where we could be. So this where we could be, it's just the cost of waiting, right? The where we could be is so we're trying to help a pre-approved buyer get off the fence. So the conversation to this, and we do a video with every single mortgage coach. So the conversation to this would be, hey guys, I understand it's really disappointing that interest rates used to be 3% and you feel like maybe you've missed the window. However, that's still a really good opportunity. Rates in this example were 3.75 right now. Okay. What does that mean to you? It means a difference of whatever that is, couple $100 in a monthly payment. If you're not really careful, here's where we could be by the end of the year. And what we've got here is, if assuming home prices continue to appreciate at 5% over the rest of the year, which all experts are predicting they probably will do something like that,
Or more.
or potentially even more. And then really the tie down ought to be that, do you think that home prices will continue to go up by 5% this year, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, or what would you guys think, right? You
Yeah.
really would like to get agreement there. And then all the experts are predicting that interest rates are just going to continue to go up now, and no one knows exactly what's going to happen, but look what that would look like if we're so disappointed that we maybe missed the low rate window 3 months ago and we sat on the sidelines until the end of the year, right? Look what that would be. That would be like $400 more in monthly payment than you are looking at right now. Are you willing to take that risk that rates do go down? By the way, no one's predicting rates will go down. So then in the sales meeting, we're going back over to this and going, does everyone understand how to create this? Does everyone understand? By the way, I use KCM articles quite a bit too.
Yeah, good. And by the way, KCM blog, just Google that, guys. Huge gold mine. Also, I interviewed the president of KCM a couple of weeks ago, Dave Childers. That video, he gave the PowerPoint. It's in our the fields, or not fields, the file section of our Facebook group. Pure gold. So check that out.
So if I think everybody should, I mean, I can't remember what it costs. It's like $40 a month for me to just get them, right? And then I'm just sharing them with the team. But it'll just give you, I mean, he provides so much amazing content that all the expert predictions say rates are going to go up. All the expert predictions say values are going to, purchase prices are going to go up. So you could then, if you've got a real client that's hesitant, you provide them supporting data. This TCA specifically could probably be used in about 3 different ways. One way, and in the sales meeting, I'd probably then ask the team, hey, I think there's 3 or 4 ways I can personally think of that this TCA would be a really great thing to share. Who wants to go ahead and maybe name a couple for me? And then I'd get some good ideas from them that maybe I hadn't even thought of, right? The team. But immediately then I would go to, this is a great option, or a great TCA to be sending to that pre-approved borrower that's disappointed. It's a great opportunity to send to your real estate agent, especially if you can add some color to it or have the conversation with them. Do you have any buyers that are on the fence? I know everyone's disappointed. I want to share something with you that maybe you could share with those future borrowers. And then 3, like Deborah Bird's always saying, the one to many, right? Turn this into a Facebook video of this. And I mean, there's a million TCA strategies. I think that's the really powerful thing about the TCA, is that we can use it to make our borrowers take action. We can use it to give our real estate agents a tool to help their buyers take action. And then it also becomes really valuable content that we can share on social media. So there's all kinds of TCAs that you can be doing. Just watch the videos that you and Todd and all those guys are putting out a couple a week, right? You're doing a couple a week. You don't even worry. They're all good. I don't even worry that much about who it is or what the title is. They're all great. I haven't seen one yet that I didn't get something from. So just pick one each week, watch it, take some nuggets, see if you can't get your team. I think that there's no reason every loan officer shouldn't be watching at least one of those videos per week.
So you guys heard it from Chantry. Also for, branch managers watching this, you don't need to be a trainer. Now, especially when you've got other people in your organization that are black belts and brown belts, they can help each other. But on our website, for all you trainers and coaches out there and mentors, I want you to go to the resource section, and here's some on-demand training. So this is more like getting people to like their orange belt. So it's got some beginners training. It's got some intermediate training. So make sure y'all know about this resource. The other resource I want to make sure everyone is aware of is we've got a really good daily training schedule. So for all your newbies, they want to go see the Monday class. And that's like, once you're an orange belt, that's not going to be valuable. But the Tuesday interviews, if you want to watch them live, like this coming Tuesday is Cryptopalooza. That might be worth watching live because it's just going to be full of 10-minute badass interviews. But sign up for that. Every Wednesday, guys, if you're doing meetings like this, anyone that needs to learn specific concepts and strategies, this is just strategy training. From 11 to noon, we're teaching strategies. Click a button, sign up for it. Every Thursday, this is technical training. So it's group coaching on inputting. Now, once someone is a brown belt, you might want to come to this every once in a while. Think it is like getting an appointment at the Genius Bar, like you got a Apple device and every once in a while you want to get a training. We kind of design this so that every week we have training, and then every Friday it's a mastermind. Do you leverage any of these tools by any chance, Chantry?
No, I'm actually super stoked that you brought those up. I knew that that you had all these things, but I didn't know that they were all in one really easy resource. We're bringing on a new loan officer here shortly too that hasn't used Mortgage Coach, and we let him know it's not a negotiable. In fact, the team at this point, what's really fun is that the LOAs and the processors inside of our branch don't want a loan officer that doesn't use Mortgage Coach.
Love that.
Because they want to see what we give the borrower, right? Because every borrower is confused by the numbers at some point during the getting a loan estimate or a closing disclosure. So what the processors will do is they'll literally just pull up the TCA, watch my video, call the borrower, and 95 out of 100 times they're able to solve that rate, fee, price question with the borrower by going back and watching the TCA that we did when we locked them.
Well, it sounds like you're doing all the right things. Knowing that you have a new loan officer coming on board, I want to give you 2 quick resources. So one is, hang on, let me pull this up real quick. If you're not seeing my screen in a second, let me know. I'll assume you're seeing it.
Gotcha.
So one other resource is this Top Producer Insights. I would make every new loan officer watch this, because one, it's what I think is the best interview for a specific strategy. Like I think Shayla Gifford killed the cost of waiting. And not only does it have a Shayla interview, it's got her actual TCA.
Awesome.
I think Amber Kovark, really killed this. It's got her thing, click and get it. Denise Donahue does a really good rent versus own. So all in one page, you've got what we think are 9 to 12 of the cornerstone strategies in this market. And then the other thing, Chantry, I would recommend that you go check out our new loan officer playbook. Have you seen that?
I have, yes, and it's amazing.
Yeah. And guys, you got a new loan officer playbook. I would first of all recommend for every branch that's bringing new loan officers, you have your own playbook. So, take what you like and don't like from this, but make your own Google Doc, and use ours as a supplement to that. But, there's nuances. It's your personality, it's your branch, it's your company. Make sure they know all the resources, like you're with Guild. I would build out your branch playbook that has your unique resources, and you use our products within that. So Chantry, I would be respectful. I know you got to jump to another meeting. Any closing thoughts you have for everybody?
The mortgage coach things are just simply top producers opening up their entire business. Yeah, sure, they all use, everyone's using mortgage coach that you interview. Half of the time the interviews, there's a few minutes spent on how they use mortgage coach, right? It's developing the strategy. It's not just like, I think maybe some people think, oh, I'm already using mortgage coach, I don't need to watch these videos. It's like, it's one of the top producers in the whole country just going, here's what I'm doing right now. Here's what's working today, right now. We're all struggling with the same things: margin compression, disappointed borrowers, competitive environment of getting offers accepted. I can go find out how Jeremy Forcier is handling it, how Denise Donahue's handling it, how anybody that's in the business is handling all those things. And yes, they use mortgage coach, but it's not about mortgage coach. It's about all the other things that they're doing too. We're learning from them. So you truly have built a coaching platform that we don't really necessarily pay for. We pay for mortgage coach, but I don't pay for all the coaching and free access that you give us to all these top producers. You spend a lot of time, energy, and effort, and then they're all open to opening up their whole business strategy. It's amazing.
Well, people get a lot of value. So when people get a lot of value, they give value. One last thing I want to wrap this call up with is, you notice that Chantry is, one, he's being humble. He's bringing out the genius in others. And two, it's problem, solution, problem, solution. Guys, I put out a quote recently: sell the problem, don't sell the product. As loan officers, our personality, our rates, our fees, like who we are and what our rates and fees are, that's the product. And there's a lot of great loan officers in the market, and you're not going to differentiate if you're just selling your product. Sell the problems. So you notice how he's got this format that he's talking about industry top problems. Then he's calling interviews and content that solves those problems, and super simple process. So I'm going to probably write a LinkedIn article on this because it's so powerful. Chantry, I really appreciate you making time to do this.
Yeah.
I would love, if you want to do another sales meeting for the mortgage coach community, if you've got something good, let's jump back on and do a 15-20 minute, and we'll just do a Chantry Abbott mortgage coach sales meeting.
Okay.
Anytime, brother.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm glad you brought that up. One last thing. Whenever you release that, what you just sell the problem that you solve, not the product you provide.
Yeah.
That was an entire sales meeting for us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was an entire sales meeting. So, if somebody hasn't done that with their sales team yet, there's your next sales meeting.
Yeah. I'm actually going to show one more thing, and I know you got to go.
I do. Having too much fun, right?
I know we're having too much fun, but follow me on LinkedIn. I think it was literally one of my last two posts. It was all about, not this one. Here we go, right here, guys. Go and read this post on LinkedIn. And it was all about solve the problem or sell the problem, not your product. So, brother, have a great day. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, take it easy. Anyone listen to this, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our Facebook group.